What up, and welcome to A2thaShow. I'm A2thaMo, joined by PowWow.
Yo, what up, peoples?
Recently, I was on this work trip, and this guy I'm gonna be working with every day is a native dude that has a long ponytail, like you, same style. And he knows that my college roommate / best friend is a Native American dude, and that's why I say some shit that's probably out of pocket sometimes. I'm like, sorry about that. And but I've never said like your nickname is PowWow before. And then it came out and he's like, PowWow? And I was like, a lot of natives react this way. Like they find it like it'd be like if you were black and your nickname was the N-word.
100%. I mean, it's funny because it was just kind of embracing high school and what people called you, and 100% it started as a racist thing.
Yeah, I just never took it as racist. Yeah, and then I guess whenever he was, I go, well, why is it so bad? And he goes, they don't even call powwows anymore. They're gatherings. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they call them gatherings. I mean, some people still call them powwows, but yeah,
I was like, yeah, where I'm from, they're still the powwows.
Yeah, I was like, most places still call them powwows, but yeah, there are a lot of them changing to gatherings, which is crazy. Speaking of gatherings, did you see Gathering of Nations is done with their powwows, like the longest standing.
No more unity in the tribes.
Yeah, like it's the longest standing powwow, I guess nationwide. Yeah, this year was the last year. They're done doing it.
Yeah, I used to talk about it a lot when we were in college and after college. I mix up the time after college with college because we still live together.
Yeah,
it kind of just was like the whole fucking
it kind of
thing.
blended together, 100%.
And it gives me credit with this guy though. Because he's not like, I mean, he looks native, like I said, but he's not like doing a lot of native shit. He's like a fucking IT guy. And so I mentioned, like, oh yeah, when I was in college, I remember having like a loom out making a bracelet. And he was like, I just got into looms 4 years ago. And I was like, oh man, we had all kinds of looms.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is ritual. I done an Indian ritual once. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm not like, I don't know everything about native people, but they're
probably
cool enough.
More than honestly most.
Yeah, like just through osmosis
nowadays.
of like just being around you and hearing shit. And I was like, and also it was a great honor in a weird way of like going and hanging out with your grandmas having Indian tacos, and then all the Indians like you because they don't always like all the white people, but I got like a cool Indian past there. And it was.
I mean, definitely outside of the family, they're very open and direct with their thoughts.
Yeah, and what's funny is there's like so many like white people in the family, but then they're still like that, and you're like, fucking, your aunt's married to a white guy. This person's married to a white guy.
I know, it's like my stepmom is, and you just got to be cool enough to fit in with the tribe.
But they still talk shit like they're not. And I'm like,
whatever. All day.
But yeah, it's a good time. And then we probably should save this to the end, but we got the way here. I mentioned a story a few weeks ago about JP falling down the stairs at camp.
Oh,
and I was like, I just got to make sure I'm remembering it all correctly because I brought it up, and like sometimes after your memory could exaggerates it. But to my memory, and I think it's how I told it, we had this Navajo friend from camp who had this story that anytime he passed a certain mountain range and river,
somebody
in
would
his
pass.
family
and every year he went to camp, somebody passed away.
Yeah, and he did call me the White Devil, so if that goes against me, maybe being racist, but he claimed it's because I made him laugh too much, and he would go home and then start laughing.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to laugh,
and you're not supposed to in their culture, and then he would get hit. And he would blame me for it. And I'm like, I wasn't even there.
Yes, no, I 100%. And yeah, that was.
So one night he fell down the stairs in the dorms, and he looked like an Ewok. That's easy. I'm all like, I mean, he just was short, wide, cute as could be.
I mean, the sweetest dude in the world, though.
Yeah, we tried to give him a makeover once.
Oh, I remember that. Yes, I remember that. He had a white silk, one of my white silk shirts on.
Yeah, and then we sparked his hair up. And, yeah, it was a good time.
But yeah, no, he fell down.
He fell down these stairs, and then the way my room is, so me and Powell would have a room together, a bathroom, and on the other room is this kid JP, and then this young guy named Daniel.
Oh yeah, good old Daniel.
And he was like our little bitch, but he was like a fun one. It was hazing, but he wasn't mean spirited, and he seemed to be fine with it.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
He might have like a totally different memory. He's like, these motherfuckers make me put toothpaste on their toothbrush every morning, and we're like, well, we
had to clean the rooms for us every week.
Yeah. But anyway, he was for some reason a sophomore in with all the senior, or I guess me and JP are seniors. So we were like, well, you're the young guy, you got it. So anyway, JP falls down the stairs. They bring him up there. He thinks he's gonna die. To my memory, he is on his deathbed making prayers.
Yeah, like it was bad, bro.
Giving us all messages and shit. And then me and Daniel at some point in time went into mine and your room and left all the Indians together because they had this other guy. I can't remember his name. You'll probably remember it. Will, he was also a sophomore, a younger guy. Yeah. And he was a half Eskimo, half Navajo. I know they're not called Eskimo, but that's whatever the fuck they are. And he was like, his goal in life was to become a medicine man.
Yeah.
And so he had like a pouch of fucking herbs to burn or some shit. And he brought it into jail. And like all the RAs, it's so funny to think back to it because they're just fucking 20-year-old whatever. You know what I mean? You think they're adults, students. But they're,
no, they're college
and
students.
they're like, oh yeah, let the medicine man come in the room.
That's because they're getting stoned downstairs.
Yeah. And so I remember he's doing some fucking chants. You're handling in there is like I'm Indian. I got to be in this room. And me and Daniel in the other room been like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
What's going on? Yeah, it was wild. No, because honestly, the way JP was reacting.
JP was like, my spirit's leaving my
it was
body.
bad. Like you would think that dude was 100% passing away that night.
Yeah. So this is at a nerd camp, the month-long nerd camp is what we call it. And yeah, it was a good time. And then after the next day, they got him some Tylenol.
Yeah.
And he was so fucked up. I told everyone I've met as an adult, and they don't believe me.
On Tylenol.
He had never had modern medicine ever in his whole Navajo life, in his reservation, wherever. And yeah, the Tylenol got him like drunk. He was going up to girls being like, let me see them titties.
He was like Raj off Big Bang Theory after he was drinking. And not only going to do that, like just his thought, he's like, I don't feel nothing. It's all good. And I'm like, yeah, because you don't have any pain right now.
I remember him trying to do a walk balance on one of those parking things. Like, get down here and fucking hurt yourself. He was you're fucked up.
He was on a different level. No, that was 100% it. It was a crazy night there for sure.
And then on my senior trip, which you wouldn't be there for this, I felt so bad for him because I'm sure this is how yours went as well. At this nerd camp, you take an extra 2 weeks when you're seniors to go around Texas to like San Antonio, Houston, and Port Aransas.
Yeah, Port Aransas.
And so you're staying at these hotels every night, hanging out or whatever, and all of ours ended with everyone hanging out in one room making out.
Yeah, all day.
It'd be like 12 people, 2 beds.
And you would just...
A movie was on, but everyone was trying to find something to make out with.
Yeah.
And so I remember feeling so bad because like I happen to have something to make out with that, week or whatever was taken. But the others, you could overhear, they're like, well, yeah, I'll make out with you. And like the guys like pitching their shots at the other girls.
They're all throwing their bids out.
And we call him the electric chihuahua, but I cannot remember his real name. He was in my class. He's a little bitty guy with blonde hair.
I know why you said that because I instantly knew who you meant.
But I remember like the girls were like, well, he's technically the most attractive here. He's skinny, good shape, fine guy. But he was such a fucking douche, right?
Yeah, the moment we started talking, it was over.
And so it would be like between him and Chris Garcia, who was in my class, who was like a Louisiana version of me a little bit. A little bit more in shape, but in general, he talked so slow. He talked like Forrest Gump because he's from the same place.
Yeah,
Forrest Gump was from, and he was my roommate the year before, being PowWow roommates, and it drove me crazy. He was
he was different.
He sucked. I mean, he was fine. We didn't mesh necessarily. But anyway, so slow guy, little guy, and then JP, who's the Ewok guy, and then basically them be like, oh, we'll make out, like them three competing for who's making out with who without the other people. And, it was interesting.
JP had the short end of the stick on that one.
Yeah. And a lot of people judge was like, nah, but you're so cute or whatever. And you're like, yeah, but I mean, if you're just making out with anybody, why not make out with JP? It made me so I get like on his side about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you bring up Upper Bound because I've talked about this week with someone and like they just didn't believe me. They were like, there's no way you did that. I'm like, 100%. Like this stuff just doesn't exist now. But that's what you did for an entire month of the summer.
Yeah,
and I was
actually still does exist.
Well, I just meant like they didn't know, like they had never heard of it. Right. And I was like, yeah, I mean, we heard.
Ours
about
was different because it was 5 states. They've condensed it down to just this one state.
Yeah, that's most likely. But no, I told them, they still, it was fun.
And it is how me and Pal became such good friends. I mean, there's a lot more like in college, of course, but it really was founded on this weird like the rules were against PDA.
Yeah,
and
God,
it was a weird world in which like. Me and PowWow were like, even if we get like the top 10% of the guy choices, like, I was never in that scenario, right? But like the guys are like so watered down in a nerd camp.
I mean, you at least had.
I mean, there's all the Wolf in your class with the
my God. When he told me his name was Wolf, like you would think it's because Nathan, nothing
Yeah.
against your brother, but you would think maybe he got bit by a wolf. That's why he's missing half an ear. But no, just call me Wolf.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. I mean, you get there and it's like, all right, there's not a lot of competition. And I mean, come on, now you got a whole bunch of sex-minded high school boys there all summer long getting to dorm up with girls. You think it's not going to go through your head the whole time?
Something that I think helped, because I remember in your first year, there was another girl's a year older than me. There was this one all-female school from New Orleans that every year sent like 2 girls. And so it was like those girls were always
they was down.
Right. Something about them going to an all girls school, because it was Kat and something, but they were telling they were lesbians. You remember this?
Yes.
Your first year. But then I remember me and you being in the laundry room with them when they were totally like lesbians.
Listen, because Kat was not. I still remember that discussion we had on the way to the river trip.
So yeah, there was, and then the river trip was, we got in a lot of trouble. And then I told the story this week as well to someone of when we got we broke out. We masterminded a breakout of everyone.
Oh yeah,
on the last night, and then we got kicked out. And then they let us back in, but
yeah, because had to keep the cool kids.
And just to be clear, the reason we really did it, because it was fun every summer to go. I mean, in hindsight, that was it was fun. We're glad we did it. But it was because they would pay us money to do homework.
Yes,
and they would mail you homework
throughout the year.
And now that I know how all this shit works, this is they have a grant that only gets paid if they like do certain things. And they're like, oh, we can track the kids by them doing, and we'll give them a little bit of the money so that we get our whole thing fun. Like, I totally get how it makes sense now, but in the moment you're like, they're just giving me fucking $25 to do a homework sheet.
And especially in high school back then, $25.
Yeah.
You're like, hell yeah. And then you do your one research paper a semester.
Yeah.
And get like, it was like 200 or something ridiculous.
300, depending on what you made.
Yeah, depending on what your grade was is what you would get. Yeah, it was awesome.
But yeah, so we became, as I said, we got such good friends, Joey, because there was all these rules against PDA, and then there was a lot of like, there was a very short amount of time you had free time, but it was like 2 hours between like 8 and 10 p.m. And it was like, that was the moment of like, you're trying to make moves happen in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. I don't know. There was something about it. Talking about people making out. I remember I was like halfway basically dating a girl our last year. And then a young sophomore girl that we called Marty just convinced her that she wanted to make out with me. And then the girl I thought I was dating was like, should go make out with her. And I remember it changed my whole view, because I was like, I've always been really sweet, but I was like, she doesn't care about me at all. I thought she was like in love with me, and she's like loaning me out to make out with other girls. And I did it, and it was cool. But I remember that one moment, like almost changed my whole thought on a lot of shit. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, that place was different. And it's a completely different mindset.
But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And glad we did it. So anyway, I tried to get the JP thing. And then something else I'm going to go ahead and talk about, because why not? It's underneath my PowWow list. I know you have a bunch of shit. We'll probably not get to anything. But my homie Shad's best friend. So I have a little cousin named Shad, who's PowWow's little fraternity. And he has a best friend he grew up with named, we call C Money. And he died recently. What? And it is so sad, and I feel so guilty. I didn't do anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to call on this podcast back in December. We were talking on Facebook, and he was like, man, you should let me on there. You know the stories I got. And he was very entertaining, very joyful guy. I didn't have like all this until the time me and you did in the airport where I just called you and it worked. Since then, I've kind of had it figured out of like, oh, we can just do this through Google Chat or whatever. But before then, he wasn't like a techie guy. And I was like, it'll be so hard to kind of figure this out.
Yeah,
and so I just feel guilty that he wanted to be on and I didn't have him on, and now he's dead. And I only really know because a younger cousin of mine is also his cousin. Me and Shad have a cousin who married Caleb's aunt. And then, so we're like through marriage kind of related, but not technically, that whole thing. So anyway, I saw someone post about a family member dying, and I was like, oh my God, who the fuck died in my family? Like, this is
crazy.
And so I don't know if it was suicide or like an overdose. I know he had a big drinking problem. He was up to like 500 pounds at one time. And then he went down to Mexico and got one of those like Mexican weight loss surgeries. Then he got down about my size. And then what I found so interesting, when he was about my size, he's posting like chest open pictures, ladies holler at me, I'm looking sexy, but I'm like, I think I look gross. You know what I mean? Because I'm always but he's like, I was fucking 500 pounds.
Yeah, 100%.
And so he was, but yeah, like every other week he'd have a big post about, his demons and how he needs to quit drinking alcohol and shit. And so I don't know, like I said, which way of the line. What's crazy, his dad, same thing happened to his dad when he was a kid, where it was, people didn't know if it was suicide or an accident sort of thing. And then, me and Caleb used to hang out my senior year of high school, and his mom tried to kill herself once, and then we stole the gun from a crime scene, and then Caleb tried to sell it to someone, and the cop showed up as the buyer because it was all fucking sting, and it was like, oh my god, we used to get into some shit. So Caleb's right. He would have been great to have on here to talk about some of the shit we used to get into.
Yeah.
And then if I had to shout him out, I know this is like so shallow and like who cares, but this is my favorite story of Caleb in a weird way. Well, two things. First one that I wasn't gonna, but it kind of he's the first guy I knew that loved assholes. So like he says my little cousin Shad, who was 3 years younger than me, his best friend. And so when I'm probably like 16, he's 13, 14, something like that.
Yep.
And he's dating this like 12-year-old or something, but she's real petite, you know, and he's like, God, I just lick her little wrinkly asshole. And it was so funny to me. I would laugh so hard at this motherfucker talking about it. But then later that became like the whole culture, right?
Yeah. 100%.
But when he was saying that, I was like, I swear, the first to start.
He's ahead of the game, yeah. Jesus Christ.
So anyway, he was there. But when I'm probably 17, 18, I know he's 15 because he does have a vehicle or whatever. But he's like, hey, I got this girl that's going to give me head. And this don't really happen for me all the time. So if you give me a ride, I'm meeting her up at the elementary school playground. And I was like, I mean, I'll give you a ride, man. You know, that's fine. I'm cool like that. So I'm sure I took him and was smoking pot in my car or whatever. And he goes, I see him sitting there. It's like on a picnic table area. And this girl gives him head. He comes back fairly quickly. And then he's like,
he had to throw that out there.
he was like, yeah, it was part of it. He was like, hey, I came too quick and shit. You know, my shit's small. And he says this all the time. It's not like I'm putting it out there. He said this on Facebook.
I remember.
And he was like, I told her you're gonna go out there because she's gonna suck your dick next. And I don't know this girl this time.
Like, I just got a ride.
And so I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, of course. And so I did. And yeah, she was great.
Fuck yeah. Hey, that's what happened for being a good friend.
Very few homies like that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how C-Money rolled.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I want to say, that. And I mean, I hate, dead person putting this shit on blast, but he posts over Facebook. I want to say, like, he went and had a daughter. So he has a daughter out there. So, pray for her if y'all are into that sort of thing. But I want to say his baby mama cheated on him with her stepbrother. And so, like, he was, like, crashing out when that all happened originally. Like, who the fuck fucks their brother? Like, on Facebook, like, every day, right? And I was like, oh, my God.
That's the wildest shit. That's some deep southern Oklahoma.
Yeah. And so...
Wasn't he there for the Salvia trip?
Yeah. And I've tried to explain Salvia to someone recently. Yeah. After this story, we'll play a song, I swear. But I was explaining to someone the Salvia trip, and it's almost impossible to explain. And so I actually am glad this randomly got brought up. Years and years ago, I'd say PowWow was probably a sophomore, I was a junior in college, somewhere around there. We go down to the Warrior rattlesnake hunt, which is something that happens in my hometown every year. And we hang out with my little cousin Shad and C-Money, who we were just talking about. And they have salvia that they brought back from some Texas head shop, because head shops in Texas used to sell it before they got people understood what the fuck it was. And so I had done it previously on a senior trip in high school, but it was back when it was new. And I want to say the one I did was 20x strength. Right. So it was pretty mild. I can't remember exactly my trip. I remember feeling all weird, but I don't even remember exactly what happened, because what happened to us was so severe and sick so much in my brain. And when I explained to people were like, that's it. And I'm like, you don't get it. So
it's different.
We're in the low income housing. That's where Caleb lives at the time of us doing this. And we should have known what was up. They're like, we're giving this to y'all because we don't want it. Yep. These are two little druggiest motherfuckers I know.
They're saying,
take it. I can't have it. And I want to say we had a 120X.
It was something ridiculous.
And a 200X.
Yeah.
We had two. We had one like super strong and one extra super strong. And Shad's a little motherfucker. And he was like, and so he was like, yo, gotta fucking hit this shit or whatever. And so PowWow goes first. This I remember. You core step anytime I'm wrong. And you're sitting on the bed, and their bed's really high off the ground. Like our feet aren't hitting the ground.
My feet was dangling. I saw it because it's a big ass bed.
Which is important to the story for some reason. And PowWow hits this shit, and Spiel knows Salvia, like, it's like LSD for like 5 minutes, if even that.
Yeah,
it's
but it feels like forever fast, when you're in there,
and then you're done or whatever. Yep. So it's like kind of safe, but not really, of course. And natives use it in some rituals back in the day, is what it slams on the fucking bag or some shit. And so PowWow hits this, and you just start laughing, or you can't talk. But I remember like your legs coming off like knees to chest, sort of like you're like curling into a ball. Almost, but you just sort of go,
the ice.
Yeah, you were trying to say ice, and it was because an air conditioner was hitting him, And so in his world, he was just getting hit by ice for however fucking long.
Just ice pellets for fucking, and then I was frozen.
And again, that doesn't sound like much, but in the moment in that room with the other people being stoned, we were having so much fun.
Yeah, it was awesome because for 5 minutes was nuts.
And then, I remember I hit it, and I remember this so specifically. It reminded me of a Windows 95 screensaver.
Oh, yes.
Where it was like everyone started talking to Corey. I started laughing uncontrollably. That's just part of this shit. And as I'm laughing, my eyes are closed, and I can't open them. I'm trying to open them. But every time PowWow talked, there would be like blue paint would be across a monitor. And then when Shad would talk, it'd be red paint. And Caleb would talk, it'd be yellow paint. And it would be like a Christmas tree at the end. And I'm like, it's painting a Christmas tree. Yeah. And I also felt like there were hooks all over my body. And anytime I moved, it was like pulling me back to the chair. And so that was a good time. Yeah. We take this shit back here where we lived together. Or we lived across the yard, but basically the same apartment in the way. And PowWow was dating this girl at the time who had all these hot friends or whatever. Yeah. And so they would always come over and we'd convince them to do Salvia. And they're not, I mean, like they'd smoke a fucking joint sometimes. But they weren't like drunk.
They weren't.
They would get taken to another world.
Oh, that's right. Because she wouldn't grab knives.
The first thing, the girl PowWow was dating, the first thing she did was run to the kitchen and grab the biggest knife we had. And we had to wrestle her and take it from her.
It was fucking wild. Yeah.
And this other girl she took all my shoes out of my I used to have a lot of shoes. She lined them up across my. Yeah. So anyway, Salvia's worth it. I've told this to people at work, and this old lady I work with was like, the stuff I grow in my garden. I go, I think it is technically the same stuff.
You used to be able to buy it at Walmart.
Yeah. It just, you got to do a lot to get it extra.
Yeah. Process it.
Yeah. Process it down to smokable levels. But the natives have been doing it, so we can figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, shout out C Money, RIP.
Much love, C Money.
Big bummer. Shout out Shad. I think you're still in jail. I don't know. I still think. Listen, my little cousin Shad, he attempted murdered someone by running him over with a car, but he claims that person was trying to molest his little sister, be a pedophile to her because she was young, and that guy who was like the mayor of the town or some shit, turned out got arrested by OFBI later for being a pedophile and having child porn on his computer.
Yeah.
So I think they should release Shad just off, whatever properties of mathematics that, A cancels out B sort of thing. So I'll root for you, Shad. Hopefully. I don't know what. He has something. He got brain injury a while ago, traumatic brain injury. Changed him a little bit, but he's still there, God damn it. I gotta believe.
Love you, Shady Cat.
All right, we're playing a song. We gotta turn this energy around.
Yeah.
The song we're going with here is gonna be from the homie Sir Nasty, and it is off of his latest album produced by me called Life of a Legend 2. And I didn't produce it all, but I produced a lot of it. And the name of this song is Preach. Let's give it a listen.
Let's go.
Makes beats. Every day you wake up is a blessing. Thank God for the life you have and work hard for the life that you want. You feel me? Yeah. I told my niggas, if you really riding with me, this is only the beginning. I can't show you my dreams, but if you really about the team, then you gotta see the vision. My fam told me that some people in the streets been talking crazy. Yeah, I heard about it. I told my famo I done bought a lot of ammo. Tell them niggas I ain't worried about it. Come on, boy. Rappers and they feelin' cause these bitches in my city wanna fuck on us. And they know where we at the spot. Anytime they need a shot, they pull up on us. I'm real humble, but I know I'm really dope. I'm just tired of being modest. Come on, boy. My blended dread got some pretty titties and a nice ass. She a goddess. Church, let me preach to 'em. Let me speak to him. Let me preach to him. Let me speak to him. Stop letting this world tell you how to dress, how to look, how to talk, how to think. Be an individual. You feel me? Yeah. Social media make everybody with a motherfucking phone feel significant. I tell my youngins you ain't gotta be like everybody else. Do some different shit. I heard about that murder last week, they did that man dirty. Come on, boy. And who am I to judge any man when I know how they got my hands dirty? Where I'm from, niggas don't play. Niggas don't believe, that's why they don't pray. I just say it's okay to cry. Tell everybody got a day to die. She don't trust niggas, she done been hurt. And he don't trust bitches, he done been hurt. I know how you feel, I done been hurt. You gave it all you had, but it didn't work. Church, let me preach to him. Let me speak to him. Let me preach to him. Let me preach to him. Let me speak to him. Let me speak to him.
A2thaMo makes beats. Sir Nasty.
Preach.
With Preach. Yeah, I said let's turn the energy around. I'll try to look at, oh yeah, this one's not high energy. The one I'm playing later is probably not, so you know, but y'all just imagine I was correct on all that. But yeah, I did like it. It's one of my favorite beats. I almost got it for myself. I had it for a while before I sent Sir Nasty.
Yep.
Is definitely the type of thing I'd like. But yeah, I think he did well with it.
Yeah,
you know,
solid as shit.
Match the vibes.
Yeah, I was
that real shit.
Definitely wasn't upbeat, but it was cruising the car back in the day, smoked the joint.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing of mine and Pow's sister, I'd say, as far as my rap career, which is failing pretty miserably. But my last album was pretty good. Just no one listens. And it's called Indifferent. Y'all should go check it out. But every CD test was we would put in PowWow's shitty ass Hyundai.
Yeah, we'd get in the Hyundai and drive around.
Yeah, and fucking crank it up to levels that wasn't helpful at all to mixes, to be honest. But
no.
And then I'd make notes, and then we go back and try to make as best we can. But yeah, some of those old mixtapes, we listened to them years ago when we had a Patreon, and some songs are still like, oh, that's pretty good. But other ones I'm like, oh, that was so bad. But it was hard to know in the moment for some reason.
I mean, I always vibed with them. And then we'd be dancing, rolling through stop signs. I usually enjoyed most of them. Yeah,
and half of them would be like, oh, Powwow like this one, we'll do this beat.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And so that'd be a part of it.
Well, and mine was definitely more the uppity beats.
Yeah, because I wouldn't do hardly any of them. That's like these days, I don't do as many.
Yeah.
But Powwow is shout out on my new album on the song Come Through. So if y'all have heard that, he is mentioned on the hook.
Yep.
And I know people are like, well, who the fuck's that? Or they'll be like, what racist remark are you making? But I didn't care. No one listens anyway.
Go listen.
That's right.
Apple Music.
Now, the second segment, I normally like to do a little sports and video game stuff. We'll keep it light on both because, you know, I know you have a whole bunch of shit as well. As far as video game world, I have currently I have two PS5s. I have a launch day one, and then the HDMI port started going out, and my wife also became a gamer, so it was worth it for me to get a second one, and so I got a PS5 Pro, and then my wife basically just took over the PS5 Pro. She basically is the only one to play. I play every once in a while if I'm like, this is a good game that I need the big screen for, but in general, she's always playing it, and so I play my old PS5 in here through this whole connection, and sometimes I, not stream it, but I record it and put it on this video and shit. But anyway, it finally went out. Like the HDMI port finally hit the dust, and so I have it to a guy currently right now. We have to pick it up actually in an hour and 20 minutes from now.
Hell yeah!
And then it should be back working order, and I'll have two PS5s again, like a real boss. And but in video game world, the thing that people are really mad about is Sony announced that in January 2028 they will no longer be producing disc for their games.
But the price is going to be the same.
Right. So I think. All right, bad news, gang. We lost some stuff. Hopefully this audio is working. Test. We'll see. So we had Powwow here. It was great. Of course, when he's here, we're gonna have audio issues. Basically, my microphone quit working and had some weird noise. Y'all will hear some of those. I already did. And then I moved it to another port, and it looked like it was going well. And then whenever I went to go mix it, it was not. It sounded like I was talking through a thing like this. So I'm going to leave some parts in for the rest of the episode that'll cut back and forth between Powwow here and Powwow not. We're going to try to salvage the episode because I had a great time hanging out with him and he wanted to do the podcast. I was going to fucking cancel this motherfucker, but kept it going for him. And so anyway, and right there, we had another little glitch there. So y'all probably hear it. So we'll see. We'll see how this all works. So we were talking about video game stuff when this went out, the sort of game disc argument issues that are coming up. PlayStation announced they're not going to produce disc after a certain date. And I think my big argument that I believe got cut out, but who knows, we'll see, is that everyone sucks Steam's dick for them not having CDs. They're all digital. You know, and then they put out a console that's more expensive than any other console, and people are like, yeah, this is great. So it's strange to me how the like classic console manufacturers, they just get a lot more shit, or just Sony and Microsoft. I think Nintendo gets a pass really from a lot of people as well. So the game disc stuff, my points that I can remember, I talked with PowWow, because I think he had PowWow to point something of the games aren't getting cheaper because of this, but you can make some argument like, well, they're not going to go up because of it. Like this could stave off a price jump one time, or whatever, because they won't have to give a certain percentage. Because that's really what this all boils down to, is if they sell you these games digitally as opposed to in a store, they don't have to give a cut to the retail businesses, which is, I mean, makes sense to me from the business standpoint. And then something I was very passionate my first go about doing this yesterday, and so I apologize if I don't meet the passion today, but it's really my issue with the whole argument online, because people keep it like they should give gamers choice. Like that's something a business has ever cared about. Like y'all need choice on how y'all can buy a product. Like I don't know, it's just not a thing anyone else does, and it's weird to hold these people to that standard. But also the people that seem to be complaining the most are like the type of people that just buy used games. Like they go to GameStop, they buy their old used games, and then they're like mad that Sony's doing this because it's going to kill the used game market from that day moving forward. There aren't used games to sell, but like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, they don't get a cut of any of the used game sales. So why do they, like, it just doesn't affect, like, it's you complaining to someone that's like you're stealing from them almost. And yet you're like, how dare you? Like, they're obviously just trying to combat. They've been trying to combat sales like that since they were doing the online game passes, like during the PS3 era and shit. So, anyway, I'm gonna do a quick pause here and let's just see if art even fucking works right now. All right, I think it's working. We're gonna go with it. It's only me who's out all the hours of mixing. All right, then we did start talking about NBA trades with PowWow. It was a great topic. I'll probably not remember all of them because I had them all written down and now I don't. It just basically I cut all the segments where I done a lot of talking and Pow didn't do as much, and then I try to keep the areas where PowWow done a good amount of talking. So y'all, anyway, that's the theory of what we're doing here. But the NBA trades, there's a lot going on. Kawhi Leonard went to Toronto, which I think should be a bigger deal just because of the scandal behind Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers and what's going on there. The majority of the sports world doesn't care, which I think is crazy because I just think I don't know, I think it'd be a bigger news story that they circumvented the salary cap by paying him through a fake charity. I don't know. It just seems crazy. Anyway, so that one was big. Jaylen Brown to the 76ers, probably the biggest trade at the moment. The most surprising, I guess. I'm actually more of a Jaylen Brown fan than a Jason Tatum fan. I think Jason Tatum seems a little soft. He has an Achilles injury. He has like a physically better body, I guess. So it's like there's a potential there. But anyway, I think it's crazy they traded Jaylen Brown, and he's a two-way player. His dad's a fucking boxing champion or some shit. And I just feel like Philly got a good one, but I hate Embiid, so I can't really cheer for the Sixers while they have Embiid. So we'll see what happens there. Giannis to Miami, of course, was a huge one. Their team doesn't look great unless they're just going to do some crazy, like, weird double power forward thing with Bam and Giannis that, like, we don't understand yet, but Eric Spoelstra is a coaching genius, and so he's, like, going to figure it out. LeBron is still trying to decide out of all of his destinations. I think he lowered it down to 6 teams. If I can remember off the top of my head, it is the Cavaliers, the Heat, the Mavericks, the Spurs, Golden State, someone else. But Golden State, he said, is off the list, or is at the bottom of the list, unless they trade and get Anthony Davis. It's like their big thing. The Timberwolves are the other one. Which LaMelo Ball trade also happened to the Timberwolves. I'm not a LaMelo Ball fan at all. I'm a big Anthony Edwards fan, so I think there's some hope that Anthony Edwards will just alpha dog him and then like get them all good or whatever. But I just think LaMelo is like this is such like a white guy on a podcast thing to say, but he just doesn't feel like a winning player. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to imagine him winning a lot. He just doesn't seem to care about winning. So yeah, it's the Thunder, my favorite team, of course. Trading a lot of like smaller guys to get them off the roster, and then we signed a Lou Dort extension. But I think some real Thunder fans were like kind of hoping they trade that because they're over the second apron, and the Thunder don't need to be paying all that money for some of these people. I don't think. But we also signed Hardenstein, which I think is good. I I like the way we're just going real deep on the centers, and we'll see how that goes. All right. I'm sure there's a huge NBA news that I'm forgetting, but who cares? But we're gonna kick it back to PowWow at the moment with me and him. He was talking about Skyrim because he's been playing Skyrim. We got a PS5 finally, and I think it was off mic. We were talking about different games we're gonna try to get together and get some multiplayer gaming going because now that he's finally got, I didn't realize he had a PS5, and he's wanting to find some stuff to play. So he's gonna talk about Skyrim because he's still playing a lot of that, and then he talks about his youngest son playing baseball. So let's go over and check that out.
Yeah, I got a PS5. I went kind of all out.
But, so what do you play? You play Fortnite?
No, so it's actually one thing I was going to bring up. I'm trying to platinum Skyrim. Finally. First off, didn't realize that there was like 2 other houses you could buy and build. Because I just kind of stuck to trying to finish the story, and then I seen these one side quest took me that I was trying to platinum on.
That's the Hearthstone.
Yeah, yeah, and then there was another one where you can have a pond. So yeah, I got really into it. Designing the different rooms. Again, I love Skyrim so much. I still jump every time a big giant spider falls in a cave though. Like it still freaks me out. I don't care if I know it's coming or not. Cause like I'll be crouching the moment. It's just cause I have the vibrations on my controller. So as soon as it hits, it shakes it. But yeah, that's honestly that.
Did you get I guess you're probably still playing the old Skyrim because they have a new Game of the Year edition that like adds all the extra DLC shit they've had over the years.
Oh, so yeah. So I have all of the DLC, and maybe that's where I got this 4th house from, or 3rd house you can build. Cause there's the manor, the Hearthstone one, and there's another one. Thanks what it was called. Was playing that for a little while, but I just recently got back into playing. Cause I mean, honestly, baseball's been keeping me so damn busy with my little one. So
we can talk about that, of course.
Yeah. I mean, Paul, that was one thing on here for sure. I mean, so Paul's obviously, you know, he's just
youngest son, Wall, the Iceman.
The Iceman Wall. And of course his walk-up song is Grills right whenever has Paul Wall's verse.
You should go with Drive Slow.
Well, he had a few of them that he changed from, but he just loves that part, and so I'll go with it. But
still tipping on Fofo. I mean, wait on. Yeah, that's Paul Wall.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's done really well this year. Their team won state. He made all state for Oklahoma, so I was happy for him.
What age group is this?
He's 8, and you would assume with the way that some of these people are, these kids are like, I don't know, minor leaguers. You assume like these are young adults. For me, it's 8 years old. You're getting them to love the game and understanding the true basics of baseball. And maybe a little advanced, but like some of these parents go absolutely nuts. Like with regards to the private lessons are crazy. Paying $40 an hour for like 4 hours a week for your kid. Just work with them at home.
Yeah.
Throw the ball around, teach basics.
I just went to my friend's house. We played catch for fucking 8 hours a day.
Yeah. I mean, now this team, not really.
I wasn't an all-stater though.
Yeah. No, listen, this team, they not really much of an issue. But super proud of the overall team. But these kids and Paul especially, they're kind of like really getting into the groove of it. And so Paul learned how to do diving catches earlier this year. He did one, and it was a true circus catch. It was behind him like this. So then he started. I know one time he did it on purpose, just so he could look cool. Like he slowed down
Jonathan
and
used
died.
to always do the front flip catch. He like slow down to like
catch it and flip over.
Like,
yeah,
you
don't need to do that.
Flip.
Yeah, you didn't need to do that. But no, so Paul, I mean, he'll tell you right now. He'll be like, I'm the best AU center fielder in the state. I'm like, yeah, buddy, I love the confidence. Just keep rocking it. But Sia's going back to playing baseball.
I don't know why I was surprised with center field, but he didn't seem like an outfield. But I've been watching him play, of course.
Yeah, so it's because of his speed, and at that age group, honestly, if you can, he can. What reason he does it because he can track a fly ball, which is crazy at 8 years old how well he can track a fly ball. There's a lot of kids that can learn to catch ground balls. Right. And his other thing that he likes to do is he's started to learn to bait people into throwing them out. So like he'll come up real slow on like a semi-hard ground ball to the outfield because he plays left center because in 8U they still have 10 players on the field.
Interesting.
Yeah,
They never had that when
I know. 9U is when you go to kid pitches whenever they're going to the 9 players. But he'll come up real slow and like not throw the ball and wait for that kid to run around first. Because most of these kids, once they start going, they're not turning around and coming back.
Right.
And Paul will just throw them out. And it's pretty funny. But yeah, Saya's getting into he's my oldest. He's getting into playing baseball again. He wants to play back this fall. Honestly, I think it's because he just goes outside with us. Because anytime the boys are with me, at least twice a week, if not 3 times, we're out there hitting balls, throwing balls, working ground balls, fly balls, things like that.
Right.
And the other thing, I mean, so he does, and he'll catch in kid pitch, because when you go to kid pitch, you have all your kids on your team pitching and need catchers in and out of there. But he likes to catch. Like he will do it in practice and stuff, but just during a game,
right?
He wants to go to the outfield.
Well, when you're young, the fat kid's the catcher.
So
that's how it used to be.
So what's crazy is our pitcher's our biggest kid, and our catcher, I mean, Bentley's probably one of the most athletic.
He can put mass behind the ball.
Yeah. I mean, Bentley's probably one of the most athletic kids on the team, and he's a catcher. And it's crazy.
And but PowWow was like, I have to talk about all this list of shit. So I was like, all right, well, we got to get him over here.
So I already went over Skyrim. Oh, I got to tell you, Sire. So I love my kids. Told you my thoughts on what I think they're going to do with their lady choices when they get older, of who they want. Like, one's going to be a player, one may not be, whatever. This was Saya. He had a girlfriend. He started becoming friends with this other girl. And so he realized that he did like her. So he said before he told himself he had feelings and told her, he went and broke up with the other girl on recess. So then he could start talking to this other girl. And that's not considered cheating.
Yeah, it's a gentlemanly thing to do.
And I was like, bro, fine line.
Okay? Listen, as long as you call and break up with your girlfriend before you fuck the new girl.
Yeah, then it's okay.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah. My mom. Shout out, my mom has lost, like, I would say 100 to 125 pounds.
Did that guy bully her into finally losing weight?
Oh, okay. So that dude, piece of shit, Jeff, he's gone. Dude, piece of shit. She's now, I just thought about this. Jared is her new boyfriend's name. Jason, Jeff, Jared.
Yeah, Jason's my favorite, obviously.
Yeah.
I've heard boyfriend.
But no, so she's with this guy, Jared. They're actually engaged. Crazy. He is a good dude, but I'll say this is a little strange. He's, I think, a year older than me.
That's how Jeff was too, right?
Yeah. It's just
a little
young.
And then I know you don't want this story told, but it's funny for the podcast. I still remember the night Jason called you and your mom, and then they wanted to talk to me to try to ask me if I would have a threesome with your mom and her boyfriend Jason. Jason was an old guy, but I think he thought of me as a younger him.
Yeah,
and so like I could be him in this place. And I just laughed, of course.
I forgot all about that.
Because I didn't want to make it weird.
Yeah, it definitely was strange for sure.
If I was there, obviously I would have.
Yeah, but shout out to my mom.
Shout out Jason.
Super stoked.
All right, good shit. I'm glad PowWow was here. Glad we got all that news. All right, we're going to play a song here. It's going to be from It's Your Boy H2. And this is off his new album called Momentum, I believe is the name of it. And that Mo is referencing me, I think. And I like the album a lot. I just listened to it maybe 2-3 days ago. Finally got around to it. And I like the beats, which I know I made them. And but the collection of them are good. You know, it all sounds pretty cohesive, pretty nice. So anyway, let's give it a listen here. Day in the Life, It's Your Boy H2. Check it out.
It's just a day in the life, that's right. Pushing, grinding, doing whatever we gotta do. Here, just to survive. Come on. It's just a day in the life, that's right. Pushing, grinding, doing whatever we gotta do. Here, just to survive. Let's go. Bitch, I wake up just to fake a smile and wait a while. Cause I know they be talking shit about how I deliver like Joan Rivers. They hate my style cause I wear out beats like a tracksuit. Tell them suck my dick and don't even act cute. Like who the fuck asked you? Nobody, you act mute. If I attack you, I'm an aptitude test you can't pass due. Rent is past due. Gas tank lacks fluid like I had flu and couldn't move. Calling in sick, I had to do it. My my mind is doing circles like a never-ending cipher. Sending in a sniper just to end the tiger. So the lines coming out this time are just a little tighter. Michael has to kill it anytime you admire. So Mo, hand me the pliers. It's just a day in the life, that's right. Pushing, grinding, doing whatever we gotta do. Here, just to survive. Come on. It's just a day in the life, that's right. Pushing, grinding, doing whatever we gotta do. Here, just to survive. Let's go. Calling me that dick on stage, yeah, I'm past prior, no doubt. Or bet my mama's vagina, snap like a piranha. The second I climbed up out of poof powder, true showers as my hoofs get louder. Looking down at my dick as it looks back up at me. They couldn't tell you who's prouder. Patriotic twat till New England clam chowder. Run about her and leave the house like I never knew about her. You can call me the founder whenever you see me drop. It's the rapture where rappers more full of holes than a crop. With bullet dots you can't block. Rocking the earth like a sumo wrestler just out on the spot and collapsed on the clock. We crunching numbers a lot. Come on. It's just a day in the life, that's right. Pushing, grinding, doing whatever we gotta do. Here, just to survive. Come on. It's just a day in the life, that's right. Pushing, grinding, doing whatever we gotta do. Here, just to survive. Let's go.
It's your boy H2
Yeah.
with Day in the Life.
That was more upbeat for sure.
Yeah.
It had me.
And I thought the hook was good. You know, it was pretty fun. Well made song there by
Day in the
H2.
life.
Check it out. Check out the whole new album.
Yeah.
Try to figure out the audio problems a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully everyone hears this and it's great. I had these big plans for the end of the episode. I'm like, it might all be from shit now, but we'll see what happens. All right. I think me and Pow just talked about the H2 song and maybe something else. I don't know. I made like very brief notes in my like director brain of how I was going to stitch this together. So thanks for sticking around. If you're giving this one a shot, appreciate it. We had a segment, me and PowWow, about all of the sort of like current event stuff around Trump, you know, and not even current event. So I was kind of more going like, hey, remember when that White House Correspondents' Dinner happened and the like assassinator attempter came through and they just tackled him, and then it was just like no big deal, even though it was like all these famous, you know, well-connected people were all in that room, and yet we get like almost no information on the guy. That seems strange. Now some people are like, yeah, you don't want copycat things. Well, we don't want copycat school shooters, but we fucking hear that shit like within an hour, you know who they are. So I think that doesn't necessarily fly. Also, just all the Trump assassination attempts in general. I mean, the one that actually killed someone in Butler, PA, if that's real. The guy being killed, that could have been a fucking stage bull for all I know. And then also, you know, the guy on the golf course. And there's just all these things where it's like no one even looks into it. Like Trump's like the most vindictive, holds a grudge motherfucker there is. But then when like people try to kill him, he's just like, no, it's fine. It's kind of similar, the same thing like with Erica Kirk. The fact she like forgave her, the assassin of Charlie Kirk, like within a couple of days, like I forgive him. And some people are like, well, that's the Christian thing to do. And it's like, yeah, but it normally takes longer than that. And also, like, he hasn't went to trial yet. They haven't actually, like, what evidence have you seen? It's just all, sometimes things are strange. There was another little glitch on audio. So, you know, this podcast might be coming to a halt just in time for the fucking audio that doesn't work. So, anyway, lots of Trump stuff. Like I said, there was also the reflecting pool. And I'll be honest, I don't really know much about it. Let's see. I think PowWow knows something though.
Well, yeah, I know at least some of what I've read is that, you know, he contracted out to one of his buddies, or maybe a campaign supporter, paid money to take it over, and then is paying them more money to fix it, even though the reason that it's messed up is because of what they did. And then like, I know whenever he was saying that, like, people were going by and just, what was it? Peeling something off the side.
Yeah. The
paint.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, but yeah, I don't know. People, I don't know. I guess people worry about shit that I could care less about.
I will say my thoughts on the reflecting pool really is I just don't think the president should have anything to do with any plans with the reflecting pool. I think it's an odd thing in our country that we just associate it together. Like the president isn't the king. They're not like walking around being like, and I declared this is this, or like we should do that. Like it's weird he's doing decoration shit at all. It's like we're changing the ballroom and we're getting different curtains and it's all weird that he's concerned, unless he really is a queen from Queens or however they word it. Maybe he's from Staten Island. I forget where he's from. Long Island? Anyway. Maybe he's where the woo's from Staten Island. I don't know. I got to quit talking about. So anyway, the Trump stuff and the reflecting pool. I just see a lot of people really pissed and like they care a great deal about it online, and then people defending it. And I'm like, this seems like the biggest non-story when Trump was running for president for his second term. It was like, we're going to expose the pedophiles, and now they're like, hey, what about the reflection pool? It just seems just crazy. It's crazy how far we have went. I don't know. Let's see if I have any extra thoughts in my mind. Something we did also talk about that PowWow was pretty pumped about was aliens. So he did a lot of PowWow loves aliens. I was wearing an ancient alien shirt. I went and grabbed this out of the hamper so I could look like it was the same day, but I already cat's out of the bag. And a lot of the things being exposed, and we basically just did a brief it's hard to believe any of it. It's been so long. And it's like the government just now telling the truth. And also it's all the stuff we've loved in the conspiracy world. They're like, that's true. Kind of feels like it's fake and Project Blue Beam shit. But we both got slightly excited, but also reservations about it. So anyway, there we go. All right, we got to play a song of mine. And it's not a fun one necessarily. It's called Light in My Eyes. It is one of my favorites on it. I think it's just, it's very me. It's very much my personality. I probably shouldn't have gotten anything that even slightly touches on religion, but I just started writing and that's how it went. And then I found the samples I put on afterwards. I actually have had those saved because I found it interesting. I don't know if I believe it or agree with it, but it's interesting. And it fit perfectly on the beat. So let's go check out the song. And then afterwards, we'll get our last 3 words or whatever it is from PowWow. And then I'll try to wrap this shitty science experiment of an episode up. Check it out.
Do you know something? See, it says right in the Bible, you will not let your Holy One be corrupt in hell forever. Now, don't tell too many of this to your Christian friends because they really freak out. There is no hell. They can't deal with that. They got to have a hell. You know why they like to have a hell? Because they want you to go there. But they think bad people should go to hell. See? They always got you figured out, man. You did this and you did that. You never know what they did.
I try to find a reason, survive, but there's something in my life and I missed it. I get lost in my mind all the time because I swear this path is twisted. I wish I could change it all, but I swear to God I can't fix it. I've lost the light in my eyes, well I guess if it ever existed. I try to find a reason, survive, but there's something in my life and I missed it. I get lost in my mind all the time because I swear this path is twisted. I wish I could change it all, but I swear to God I can't fix it. I've lost the light in my eyes, well I guess if it ever existed. Guess it's not that I'm lost, it's just I'm stuck, but fuck, I wanna be gone. Feel like a burden, I feel like a failure. If God is a woman, I feel like I failed her. I'm not religious and shit, well not anymore. Used to go to war, not sure what happened, but I got tired of keeping a score. Like what's it all for? Just judgment, comparison, jealousy, or more. You miss a loved one, you wanna see them soar. You wanna believe, but you can't like deep in your core. They want you pretend like really what's the harm, but inside your mind it set off an alarm. Like maybe you broke, maybe you cursed, hated myself the worst. This is a personal journey, a section of me. How you gonna make me blind and punish me cause I can't see? If God's a reflection of me, then it makes sense why I don't believe, right? Like you see how I get there? Like a guy in the sky and his hand on the scale, but ain't shit fair. I try to find a reason, survive, but there's something in my life and I missed it. I get lost in my mind all the time because I swear this path is twisted. I wish I could change it all, but I swear to God I can't fix it. I've lost the light in my eyes, well I guess if it ever existed. I try to find a reason, survive, but there's something in my life and I missed it. I get lost in my mind all the time because I swear this path is twisted. I wish I could change it all, but I swear to God I can't fix it. I've lost the light in my eyes, well I guess if it ever existed.
The Apostle Paul says that the human mind is not capable and is not subject to the law of God. It is not subject to the law of God. It cannot obey the law of God So if the human mind that God created, which is in your head, is not capable of obeying his law, how are you going to send people to hell? There's no such place. Other than in the imagination of these people who are trying to scare the pants off of you to keep you under control.
Yeah, go download it. Apple Music.
Thank you, PowWow, for that plug. Yes, go listen to this. It's on all the streaming sites, Spotify, all of them. PowWow was here for the last segment, but it was really just all me ranting and wrapping it up. So that's what I'm going to do again. I know the first thing I talked about was kind of me going over with him, like we're putting the podcast on a hiatus, got to take a break. Somewhat because it's like a third. Like 33% of it is because a promotion of my job and I need to focus and be a man, all that dumb shit. And then a third of it is just the creative world's really hard these days, like music's being taken over by AI podcasts. A lot of like A-list celebrities do podcasts, so that kind of squeezes out some of the lower people. And it's not even that it squeezes out, just people don't care. Like, I don't know how I have as many listeners as I do. I've always just suggested it's Graveyard just threatens people to listen to me, and they do it. So appreciate them for that. Shout out. And I appreciate it when it is like really listening and you've like been like that really is fucking awesome. I'm just not good at the like sitting down and making the clips and sharing the shit and like being my own clipper and all that. Like it's just a lot of stuff. And I know some people claim the CERN shit is slowing down time or whatever, but for me, I know it says a lot, but the last 3 or 4 months, like I just like have no time to do anything. And so it all made sense, And then the last third would just be like just general depression. I'm just really unhappy in general. And so a change seems good. It's like, I want to delete my Facebook, but I don't for some reason. Because what if someone wants to check out my podcast? I could send them a link there. But like, that's all stupid, but it's all in there somewhere. So that's what's going on. I'm going to try to, hopefully all the fucking technology is going to work, but I'm trying to have Skinny on next week. And then my plan was to have one more solo episode. I don't know if that's going to happen. So I'll just be honest. But hopefully we get those in. If not, this will be the last one and it'll be the fucked one. And it'll be like, that's what killed the podcast. And I don't know if the last one forever, but the last one for a while. And also I could someday do it. There's an idea of a podcast where you just need any more niche topic, like really dig in to like, this one's about video games or this one's about whatever. And the sort of shotgun approach people don't care about. And then playing the music, I love it because I make music and I like sharing it and this homie shit. But everything's so wrapped up with the copyright shit these days. Everything gets caught and it just makes it all so hectic on the back end. It's not worth it. And I've seen many people talk about it. Like it's hard to do music review shows because of that. So we'll see what happens in the future. But of course, you can always email me at A2thaShow@gmail.com or apodcastofmo@gmail.com is still open as well. And I will always be homies with the homies and all that shit. So it ain't nothing too crazy there. All right, let's see what else we talk about. Hopefully if something needs to be stitched in here, I'm going to do it and it'll be cool. But I think that was the last we would see PowWow. It was what I wrote down. So let's see if my notes are right. But I know we did talk about modern dancing. PowWow's a huge dancer. He used to dance all the time. And I was thinking like modern dances is kind of ruined by TikTok and Fortnite dances. So it's like all just like poses and choreographed cheer palm routine stuff. Like when people are like, I'm a good dancer, it's like, because I memorized this thing. Whereas in, I remember back in the day, I had some friends that were pretty good dancers, but they would practice stuff, but it wasn't like routine. I don't know. It's, and so PowWow, went on something of fuck yeah, these fucking people can't dance. So imagine that. He then we got actually interrupted. Just, this is just me telling y'all about a thing that doesn't exist. We got interrupted because my dog was chewing on a fucking wire. I think it was a bread tie, actually. And I went to rip it out of her mouth, and one of her teeth came with it because she was losing her puppy teeth. And so that was a whole moment. That would have been cut anyway, but just to let y'all know. And then Powell got a FaceTime from his son, and Powell was like, oh, shit, this could be serious. And so he answers it, and his son's like, look at this bottle rocket I made. And then, so that was pretty funny. Boy dad stuff. And then the last thing that I talked about, and the reason I brought it up with PowWow, well, because we're homies and best friends and all that, but he was adopted when he was a young teenager, maybe right before then. I was adopted when I was like 5 years old, and we've always shared that sort of thing, but he doesn't talk to his adopted dad, whose last name he has. Hasn't talked to that guy in years and years, like since the guy went to jail. And instead, he reconnected with his biological father, and they have a good relationship. And I'm exact opposite. I've never had a relationship with my biological father, and my dad is awesome, the person I call my dad who adopted me. And so, but anyway, this over the years, a couple times I've been invited to like meet my biological family, and the scenarios were always like, I don't know, it seemed weird and stuff, so I never did. And back when Trump was running for president, I actually became friends with my half sisters on Facebook, and I was gonna try to meet with one of them. We were talking about it, but she was like a huge Trump fan, and my wife was a huge not at that time, and so I was like, I don't know, this ain't worth it to to get these people in a room and argue about stupid shit. So I just kind of ignored that. But anyway, the other day, my biological father messaged me on Facebook, invited me to this family reunion that's in 2 weeks if I wanted to go, and I'm debating it, but I have like, there's like all this pressure to do it for some reason. I don't know why, but there is. And another part of me is like, I could just not and then never care about this. Like when I was 8 years old or 9, I went to California for a family reunion. This was like to my mom's family, and I met like 70 people I was related to or something, and I've never seen them ever again. And that's kind of how this feels. Like, I don't know. There are all these people I'm related to, and part of me thinks it'd be cool to know like half sisters and niece and nephews and stuff, and be like some cool person in their life. But what's the chance that really happens? What if it's just like someone needs a fucking organ and this is their way to get me to show up, and then they're like, we need you to take a blood test if someone needs a kidney or whatever. Like there is those thoughts. Maybe that's an asshole thought, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do at this exact moment, but I talked about PowWow and I'm talking about it now, and I still don't know if I want to deal, because I'm old as fuck. That's the only thing. Like, if I was young, maybe it'd be different, but I'm old now. I don't know. I don't know what the benefit would be. And then there's a part that I feel like my mom and dad might get mad about. I know like that's on them and their feelings, but it's still something I think about. So anyway, we'll see what happens there. It could be some potential stuff to talk about in the future. And I thought I was gonna like, and then I'll say this one last thing, but I don't have it written down, so I guess not. Anyway, I appreciate PowWow making it on. We did have a pretty good time when he was here. Lots of dabs, lots of shots. I predicted that he would want to go to the donut shop, and then that's what happened at about 11:30 midnight. He was like, let's go get some sausage rolls and donuts. And it's like a block from here, so I felt comfortable making the trek. And we went and did that, brought him back, ate those, watched some Office. When Skinny was here, right after we recorded the pod, I wasn't working on music or anything, but I just felt weird with like no background stuff. So I put on the hip hop evolution documentary. And so we watched 2 episodes of the beginning of hip hop. So I educated him. And then Skinny was like, all right, I'm getting out of here. So, it was a good time. But anyway, it looks like shit's glitching again. So let's just wrap this up. I appreciate everyone being on here. We're going to end it with a song I made for PowWow, actually, for his softball tournament. So he has a walkout song. I don't know if he really uses it or not. He claims he does and stuff. So all we can do is believe, keep the hope alive. So appreciate y'all checking us out, and peace.